Kaleidoscope Klan. How's everyone doing? It's Mariposa Maát. Enjoying this beautiful spring day. Another one. Aren't we blessed? And I woke up this morning with a particular topic in mind, so I figured that I should probably talk about it. That's like an indication that I need to address it because I'm very clear on the topic. So that is the difference between codependence and love, which is a really important difference to understand, because if you do not, it's easy to get caught up in negative relationship patterns. And I will say that I was raised with the understanding that codependence was love, or love was codependence, however you want to see it. And I think it's pretty normal, because if you just go back a generation or two, that was what we were all submersed in, was codependence. The idea that you didn't have choices related to people that you were in relationship with, like family members or marriage relationships, or, you know, some people just significant others, even if you're not married. If you're in a codependent relationship, it feels like it's so key to your life that it's like a marriage commitment anyway. So yeah, I would just say that any love relationship would need to give you the space to be who you are in your fullness. It should not require that you shut down your personal intuition, your personal passions or drives, and you should not feel imprisoned in a world that does not suit you. And if you ever start to feel that way, you need to make the necessary changes. And if someone has a problem with you making the necessary changes for you to create a fulfilling reality for yourself, then that would qualify as a codependent relationship. Also, if you feel like that person is serving certain things in your life that you cannot, will not take care of yourself. For instance, like if you're a very nice or passive person and you get in a relationship so that that person can defend you or can speak up for you or something like that. Or if you're in a relationship with someone who has an addiction and you help them to keep their life balanced despite the fact that they're imbalanced, that would qualify as a codependent relationship, where someone depends on someone else to make them feel okay when they're not. You know, as an adult, it's not like being a child where it's natural to need other people to take care of you, provide, you know, certain kinds of physical and emotional support, where it's a requirement. As an adult, the aim should be to be able to express both your female and male, or your feminine and masculine energies to be balanced. And if you cannot, then instead of trying to fill that hole with a partner, it would be better to learn how to stand on your own 2 feet, be very stable, and to be able to depend on yourself. And only then can you be in a healthy relationship where the other person also comes to the table, being whole and healthy, and then you can come together and just enhance what you already have, expand what you already have. That is a true healthy relationship. But like I said, that isn't the model that we were raised with. Most people in my generation were raised with. We were raised with the idea of people getting married very young, you know, men being the breadwinner, women being the nurturers and carers, and them being hyper focused on that particular role and not being able to take care of themselves in the other way. But we're in a new reality, and what a blessing it is that, you know, the whole till death do you part thing doesn't need to hold up, and it's possible to decide that it's not the best thing for you and to grow, to leave a relationship if need be, and to grow. You know, in the past, legal marriage, I mean, even now, I guess there's some aspects that are imprisoning to women, but the idea of a marriage was almost like putting a woman in a child position in relationship to men. And a lot of times it took away a lot of rights of women, you know. So we've come a long way. And how thankful I am for that, because I'm divorced myself, and it's only now that I have had, you know, time to develop myself alone, that I can look back and see how codependent I was. I mean, I was definitely searching for a mate to be able to express the things that as a woman I did not feel comfortable expressing. Things like, you know, protecting and providing. I didn't want to do those things for myself. Now I do those things. I would still welcome male energy. I still love, you know, men for their masculine energy, but it would only have to be, it could only be a man who has balanced his own feminine side and is able to be caring and loving and all of those things, you know, not someone who's just hyper masculine, who all he can do is work, you know, and work and fight, you know. That's not the goal, you know. In fact, if I were to think of a man now, he would have to be a healer on some level, just like I am, because he'd have to, you know, be a healing presence for me to be around, and be very comfortable in, you know, relaxing and, you know, being receptive and all of those kinds of things, you know. So, yeah, it's a scary thing when codependence is normal to you, when you've been raised with that as an example from your parents. And for me, even it took an ego death for me to joyfully be single. It was not something I ever wanted to be in the past. Now, I mean, it's been heavenly, to be quite honest, because you have complete control of your existence. It's been wonderful, but at the same time, I do believe that it's a step up to be in a healthy relationship that is balanced. I do think that that's even better than being single. But being single is awesome when you have tempered the fears and learned how to really relish in your own energy. You know, it's only now, because I'm so happy with myself, that I know that I would be able to recognize when a relationship is not good for me, because it would have to improve my life, you know, because I love my life already. So anybody who comes in my life, they would have to make it better, or else there's no need, you know, to have that close. You know, there can be a place for different kinds of relationships in your life, but I mean, as far as a partnership, an intimate partnership, that would require a special kind of someone and a special kind of balance, because I'm no longer desperate, feeling in lack by not being in a relationship, you know. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. So regardless of whether you are a man or a woman, I would like to offer to you that you're enough by yourself, and that in order for anyone else to love you or to want to be around you first, you have to love yourself, and you have to want to be in your own energy, and then that person will be able to, you know, to join you in your love for yourself, as opposed to putting off or using someone as a distraction from yourself, you know, getting into those fairy tales and wanting someone just to sweep you off your feet and to be your happiness. That is a farce. That doesn't work. So yeah, life is good. Life is good single, and it's, in my opinion, I would think that to have love in your life, it's even better. But steps in maturity, you know? Yeah. You have to be able to be with someone and not lose who you are. Very, very key. Because we all have our own purpose on this earth, and that should be the main thing, is to realize your divine purpose here. And if someone can support you, even better. Okay, so on that note, Kaleidoscope Klan, this is Mariposa Maát, encouraging you to continue to embody your sacred transformation. Until next time, peace.